First of all, tell me why this fight's below the strawweight championship.
Don't know.
Can't figure that one out.
Don't know.
But then they've loaded the prelims with Chinese talent. So maybe they've bumped Zhang Weili up higher on the card. You know, as a salute to China and to the Chinese fans.
To the money. To the money.
The money, yeah. Of course. They
salute money.
I say fans, I mean dollars.
Yeah, they. I wonder. I think they've done a Chinese deal, network TV deal. I think I don't. Okay. I'm not sure, like timeline wise, where that is, but I'm pretty sure they're on free to air in China, and I would imagine this will be on that
for sure. And that wouldn't have looked good if the person that Zhang Weili beat for the belt in seconds is above her on the card fighting for another belt. Potentially, that's a good point. But they did Photoshop my tattoo off when I was fighting GSP.
That would have caused all kinds of problems.
All kinds of trouble. There'd have been riots in the streets.
Yeah.
For seconds before
they would have a pirate commune in China if that happened. The regime would have fallen.
What
a weird species.
The world's crazy, isn't it?
It's crazy. It is. You end up burying your head in the wrong direction.
I can't help but feel we're going in the wrong direction.
No, it's like that. It's like that swing, in it. You have to go all the way one way to come back the other way to find somewhere that's
militant veganism all the way through to carnivore diet.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you go back to keto on the opposite side.
Yeah, and then you swing a little bit. Eat a little bit of everything. Balance. Balance everything out. Don't eat too much and exercise. Okay, sweet. Yeah.
I'm still working on that balance myself, I'll be honest. Yeah. But I'm only 38. I mean,
I thought this was a consultation for a second then.
Trying to get free information out of you.
She's amazing, isn't she? Shevchenko.
Oh, yeah. I thought Lady Gaga, for whatever reason, I thought you were going to go off on your tangent about how much of a big fan you are.
Lady Gaga?
Yeah, I know you're a big fan of Lady Gaga.
What?
Go on.
I actually watched with my daughter, The Star is Born last night. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
I think you'd like it.
Would I? Yeah.
Yeah, I think you really would like it. Yeah, surprisingly, having Lady Gaga and you liking something in the same sentence. But I do think you'd really like it. You should watch it.
Did you see that reaction of with The Rock? He had his daughter on his knee and they were watching Aquaman. That was funny. It's on his Instagram. Yeah, I saw Wad and Owen had both liked it.
Oh, nice.
But it was like he was sitting there with his daughter on his knee and he was like, yeah, he's pretty awesome in the Aquaman. Yeah. She's like,
he's in reasonable shape.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay.
Yeah,
yes, Valentina Shevchenko is absolutely spectacular. She's very smart in the way that she applies her fights, which made it very frustrating when I was doing Inside the Octagon trying to build playlists on her. The difficult thing.
You were doing what?
What?
What? Which show?
When I was working on Inside the Octagon, that old show that
previously.
Yeah. Hammering the nails into that coffin. They
still going.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think so. I don't know. I mean, I'm
not.
Not.
Carry on. Playlist. She's difficult.
It was so difficult to build playlists with Valentina Shevchenko because with a playlist you're trying to find the highlights of each round, and the best and worst thing about her game is that there are no highlights. It's consistent all the way through.
I do know what I'm going on about.
Like, she manages range very well. She's got a nice variety of attacks, but she doesn't waste any energy. She's not throwing unnecessary stuff.
So we call her spectacular, but she's not actually spectacular, right? She's just really good and really competent with, she has some great straight punches and she sort of layers stuff on there, but she's not like wildly spectacular, is she? I know she has some spinning attacks and whatever, but it's still grounded in some very fundamentally good skills, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. She's got the Glover Teixeira, and she's also got a sprinkling
she's laid some stuff on, yeah.
She's got a sprinkling of other stuff as well. She's a very skilled and talented fighter, and there's a blueprint for how to beat Jessica Andrade. It doesn't mean it's any easier to do. And I think this is the right weight class for her. Because if you think she was a bantamweight, she was throwing around fighters like Raquel Pennington. She moved all the way down to strawweight because flyweight didn't exist for women. And now she's gone back up after being the champ. Like, that's a 20-pound drop. It's a massive amount of weight for her to lose. And she was in incredible shape at strawweight. But you've got to think, half a training camp must have been about getting in that shape.
And shape as in body composition, not even like fighting.
Exactly,
shape.
Not even. She's always going to be in good condition. It's actual weight is the challenge, the focus. But then, like that first fight that she had at flyweight against Chukagian, who was just coming off her title shot, and she wrecked her much quicker than Shevchenko did. Like body shot, folded her.
Yeah.
That's the untangible. That's the.
She's so hard. Valentina's just so hard to get hold of, though. Like you can't pin her down in space. And
it'll be a bigger octagon this time around. I bet. That's another thing to consider. But then the other interesting part of this is when they do lock up, it's not simple for either lady. Like Shevchenko's got great overhooks and hip throws. She's got great inside and outside trips and reaps. Andrade is constantly going to be trying to lift her up above her head.
Yeah. And Valentina, sometimes she comes in and she's like, da, 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 da. And if she just one commitment there, and she's just going to get ducked under and doubled.
It's the same thing. And weirdly enough, Zhang Weili's in a similar situation, but differently, because Rose is all about clamping on to jump on the back and rear naked choke. The vulnerability is still the same, because Shevchenko and Zhang Weili both throw spinning kicks a lot of the time. A lot more so for Zhang Weili, and she does miss a lot of the time as well. But in that fight against Rose, if she's spinning and Rose is stepping in, she's going to be body locked and climbing up and trying to choke her.
Yeah.
Shevchenko might find Andrade on her back just trying to suplex her. And anybody can land awkward on the back side of your head and get knocked out. I mean, we saw it happen to Rose.
Yeah.
And I feel like Andrade had the horsepower at bantamweight. She was ridiculously strong as a strawweight. I think now she's in the Goldilocks zone. She's just right. She's right. She's in that place where she's got the right.
She's right there in the Bermuda Triangle again.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, man. My gut is Valentina is too competent at the things that make the biggest difference, and she's hard to get hold of. And I do think she's going to get in some trouble if Andrade can get hold of her. I do think she'll be in some trouble, but I think she's very elusive and she's very smart, and she seems. My perception is that she gets this game. She gets how to move. She gets how to move her opponents. She just gets it. Yeah. And when you get it, when it clicks, it's that's why you're the champ over a long period of time.
That head kick setup that she used against Jessica Ai. That's one thing that stands out in my mind. Again, because this is Southpaw v Orthodox. I don't know what's going on with that. This is Southpaw v Orthodox. Jessica Andrade, she's aggressive. She's in a straight line. She'll chase you around instead of cutting you off, and she's reckless in her attack, which means that it's not particularly calculated. So she's probably not even going to have the comprehension of the calculation of Shevchenko. So the longer she spends at distance, the more danger she's got of leaving herself open in ways that she's probably not realizing. Yeah. And that's the good thing about Shevchenko, as well as that straight attack, because Andrade does come in quite square.
Yeah. Like you want to a degree, you want to be relaxed, so you're not holding too much tension and burning the energetic cost to that. But Valentina has this posture where she's like stiff, like if you drop her golf ball on a hard surface, she just like pings off the floor. That's how she moves. It's like she's so elastic, and when she moves in and out, it's just like ping, ping, ping.
Is there a word for that?
Well, elasticity,
but it's like a torque, isn't it? It's like
but torque is like
it's like a preparedness.
It's movement around the joint. Do you know what I mean? Like it's reactivity. So she's very reactive. She has,
It's like she's loaded like a catapult. What I mean?
It's like
at any point
the
you can
spring
just go.
the spring's always sort of crushed. So you're just waiting for it to let it go.
Yeah. And like Zhang Weili, I know we keep bouncing back and forth, but I feel like she's a lot like that as well. Like she is quite relaxed, but at the same time, there's a tension in her frame.
There's definitely tension,
which you don't see in Rose. Rose is more. She does what Masvidal does. Like she bounces in and out with a long range stance, but then she'll drift side to side and then bounce in and out again. Like there's a lot of similarities in these top three fights and the way that they play out. Like Shevchenko's got to do the same thing to Andrade as Whittaker did to Gastelum this weekend. just outside of striking range, because then before Andrade can do anything, she has to step forward. She's got to cover that distance. She's got to do something to cover that distance. Now,
I can see that going down that way. That's a
she'll
good.
just make a chase.
Yeah,
And she'll peel off and run away. And then she'll peel off and run away. Then the third time she'll stand the ground and go bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
Inside trip takedown, and then maybe even disengage. But I think the transition to the ground is the danger for Shevchenko. I think once she's there, she's all over Andrade again.
Okay.
It's the transition is the dangerous part. Same with Rose. Like, Rose can keep her at a distance if she's not too overzealous, as we saw in the first round when they fought. But when she clamped onto that Kimura trap, it was the third time it happened and she was lifted. Like, that's the danger for Andrade, is the transition into close range. Same with Chukagian. She was closing her down. Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, the more I think about that, I think Shevchenko, that's how it's going to play out. She's going to Whittaker it. And she's going to stay close enough to tempt you, but she's just out of range. She'll just pick her apart.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously she could get that wrong, and then she ends up on her back with Andrade on top. But I would think that my pick would definitely be Valentina via that strategy. I think
it's definitely her fight to lose. But the reason why it's interesting is because it's like, well, she's got to be on point, on a game, accurate, not overextending herself for 25 minutes. And Andrade can fight hard for 25 minutes. Yeah. It's not like she's going to fade. Like, that's something that, Usman can use against Masvidal, because Masvidal does fade in 25 minutes, but Andrade doesn't seem to.
No. And without that stress of the weight cut down to that crazy weight she was trying at, you'd think she'd be topped up and good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think Shevchenko is going to pepper her from a distance. I think in grappling exchanges, as long as she's safe on the way to the floor, she'll be fine when she gets there.
Yeah, I'd be surprised to see that,
Yeah.
Surprised to see it another way.